Hey everyone, welcome back to Paper Highlighter. If you thought things couldn't get any messier on 90 Day Fiancé, buckle up, because Joan has officially reached her limit. In a shocking promo for the upcoming episode, she declares she's done with Greg unless he finally steps up and gets a job. Let's break down everything that led to this intense ultimatum. 90 Day Fiancé continues to heat up with every new episode, and the latest promo teases serious trouble ahead for the couples. Tensions are rising, and it seems several relationships are hanging by a thread, especially that of Greg and Joan. From the start, Greg and Joan's journey has been anything but smooth. One of the major stressors in their relationship is their living situation. Joan has been forced to live under the same roof as Greg's mother, a setup she's clearly uncomfortable with. Making matters worse, Greg's mother doesn't seem to be Joan's biggest fan either. Adding to the strain, Greg is currently unemployed and still living with his mom, rent-free. Joan, growing increasingly frustrated, has been urging him to find a job. The fact that she feels restricted in the household, where she has little say due to Greg's mom calling the shots, has only amplified her dissatisfaction. In the most recent episode, things came to a head. Joan made it clear that if Greg doesn't step up and secure employment soon, she's ready to walk away. Viewers are now left wondering if this couple can weather the storm, or if their relationship is nearing its end. Greg gives a shocking reaction over Joan's dowry demands. Joan, a cast member of 90 Day Fiancé Season 11, hails from Uganda, where it's customary for the groom to pay a dowry. She shares this tradition with Greg, leaving him stunned by the revelation. According to her culture, the groom is required to purchase 15 cows, each valued at $200. Greg questions how realistic it is to afford 15 cows, and Joan explains that it's part of her cultural tradition, where men can typically manage the cost. However, Greg feels it's unfair for him to bear the full expense of both the wedding and the dowry. Joan gives an ultimatum to Greg. Greg and Joan have been in a relationship for several months, and on Joan's birthday, Greg traveled to Uganda and proposed to her. Following the proposal, Joan moved to the US, but their problems began to intensify after her arrival. While Greg loves Joan, he struggles with stability. He still lives with his mother, who covers all his bills, and lacks a steady job. Tensions are further strained by his mother's discomfort with Joan's shower routine and her refusal to let the couple share a room. As a result, Greg and Joan can only be intimate when his mother is at work. This situation is taking a toll on Joan, and in a recent promo, she gives Greg an ultimatum: find a job, or she will leave him. This demand seems reasonable, given that Greg invited her to the US and should have anticipated the challenges that come with it. Previously, Joan had a breakdown, revealing that she was the managing director of an NGO in Uganda, but in the US, she feels like she is a nobody and has no job. She is waiting to marry Greg so she can obtain citizenship and start working, but Greg's lack of ambition and financial stability deeply bothers her. Greg, on the other hand, explains that he has a loan to pay off and cannot afford to move into a house just yet. Joan, frustrated by his lack of initiative to find a job or improve their situation, finally reached her breaking point. She made it clear that if Greg doesn't secure employment soon, their relationship will come to an end.